Coming up on Double Take Sports Talk, we will update you with headlines and news, matchups to start off the week in the NBA. That is next. All right, this is it. Double Take Sports Talk with the Watch Brothers. Thank you for tuning in. Darrell, on the opposite side, say hello to Darrell to everybody.
Hello, welcome to the show. We're here.
We're here. All right, man. You doing good, man? How you feeling?
Feeling good, man.
Okay, man. We got some things that we need to cover here this week in the NBA. Man, you ready to rock this one?
Let's do it.
All right, man. Let's do it. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the final scores and stats from April 10th and 11th. Darren, it's your floor.
Good day to everybody. We had 2 nights worth of games to go over. We will start with the final scores and key stats from Monday, April 10th, 2017. There was a total of 9 games. We will start with Game 1, the Indiana Pacers and the Philadelphia 76ers. The Pacers wins this game 120-111. Paul George averaging 30.6 points. Paul George averaging 30.6 points over the past 11 games. Game 2, Brooklyn Nets, Boston Celtics. Celtics wins this game 114-105. Celtics reclaim the top spot in the East. Game 3, Cleveland Cavaliers, Miami Heat. Heat wins this game in overtime 124-121. The Miami Heat erased the 11-point deficit in the fourth quarter. Game 4, the Orlando Magic, Chicago Bulls. The Bulls wins this game 122-75. Bulls wins by season best 47 points. Game 5, Charlotte Hornets, Milwaukee Bucks. The Bucks wins this game 89-79. Giannis with 10 points, 11 rebounds, 10 assists. Game 6, the Washington Wizards, the Detroit Pistons. Wizards wins this game in the close one, 105-101. Bradley Beal, 33 points, 13 for 20 field goal shooting. Game 7, San Antonio Spurs, Portland Trail Blazers. The Blazers wins this game in a close one also, 99-98. Game 8, Houston Rockets, Los Angeles Clippers. The Clippers wins this game 125-96. Paul Pierce climbs to 15th on career scoring list. And Game 9, in the final game of the night, the Utah Jazz and the Golden State Warriors. The Jazz wins this game 105-99. And now we go to last night's games, April 11, 2017. There was a total of 7 games. We will start with Game 1, the Charlotte Hornets and the Atlanta Hawks. The Hawks wins this game 103-76. The Hawks secure the 5th spot in the East for the playoffs. Game 2, Oklahoma City Thunder, Minnesota Timberwolves. OKC wins this game in a close one, 100-98. Victor Oladipo hits the go-ahead jumper with 6 3/10 seconds left. Game 3, the Denver Nuggets, Dallas Mavericks. Denver wins this game 109-91. Gary Harris, 20 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists. Game 4, the New Orleans Pelicans, Los Angeles Lakers. The Lakers wins this game 108-96. This is the Lakers' first 5-game win streak since 2013. Game 5 and the last game of the night, the Phoenix Suns and the Sacramento Kings. The Kings wins this game 129-104. Ty Lawson, 22 points, 11 rebounds, and 12 assists. These are your final scores and key stats for April 10th and the 11th of 2017.
All right, there you have it. The final scores and stats from April 10th and 11th. So we're gonna go ahead and switch gears real quick and take a look previous back to the Pacers and the 76ers game. Of course, me and Darren predicted that the Pacers was going to go ahead and pull off this win easily, and so they did win this game. Congratulations to them. They kept their playoffs hopes alive, even though Cleveland lost also. So that still put them in the position to battle for a playoff spot. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and take a brief look at some analysis from that game for the Pacers to win that game against Philadelphia. There, go ahead, man.
Okay, let's take a look at a recap from the Philadelphia 76ers game the other night against the Indiana Pacers. Let's take a look and see what they did to win this game. I want to make a note of the keys to victory of what I said on Saturday. Yes, I believe it was Saturday. Yes, Saturday. Keep the defense on Philadelphia and pass the ball for open looks. Get your playmakers involved. So in this recap, the ball got passed around. We got a total of 30 assists for the Indiana Pacers as a team. 30 assists, that's phenomenal ball playing for higher percentage looks, 58%. Although three-pointers wasn't looking that good, they resorted off of that and continued to go here. It's awesome. It's how you play ball. You don't get that going, get to your basics. Go back to the basics. You ain't got to go and keep shooting, relying on the three. Something that Philadelphia did a lot in this game. Relied a lot on the three-pointers, and they succeeded a lot. Their field goals also, they succeeded on that too. Well, yeah, they succeeded, but they didn't win the game because of their turnovers and the Pacers' steals and their blocks. And they could not stop their playmakers from dishing out the ball for better looks for the Indiana Pacers. Not to mentioning just rebounds and all this good stuff. And one keynote to point out in this game, the Philadelphia 76ers never led in this game, not one time. Longest run was 11. Game was tied, but Philadelphia never led. Stat tracker's the same way. This is just a graph version of it, not the straightest line on the planet, but shows that the Pacers, all up here, led majority of this game. So that's something to look at, considering I believe we picked Philadelphia to win this game. Yeah, we picked Philadelphia to win this game. So I expected the Pacers to get on that roll fast and continue to go all the way through. Now, the other key to victory is that they did play defense, but they did get a little bit physical in the game. So it allowed Philadelphia to get to the free throw line 31 times. And they shot 90% from the free throw line. That pretty much got them back into this game, because that was a no look for Philadelphia. It was like there was not even the sun was shining, but because Philadelphia got back to the free throw line off the Pacers' physical defense, and not to mention that the Pacers had 6 blocks again. Mentioning that's a big deal in the fact that Philadelphia got to the free throw line with the Pacers playing defense and not them playing defense. Once again, Lance Stevenson coming in and making that big spark and that big energy that they need at the last minute of the game. Excuse me, not the game, but of the season. It's very important at this point, and they need just one more win to really seal the deal. Let's see. Something else. No, that is it on that behalf. The Pacers, Philadelphia game. The Pacers win 120-111. Congratulations to the Pacers. They need to win on Wednesday night, tonight, in order to hopefully get a playoff spot. The Bulls need to lose and they playing Orlando. No, I'm sorry, they're not playing Orlando. I forgot who they're playing. Bulls and Miami, they both need to lose in order for them to get into the playoffs, pretty much for say. That's the recap of the Indiana Pacers and the Philadelphia 76ers.
Okay, so there you have it. You have the analysis portion of what the Pacers did to win against the Philadelphia 76ers. Now, the Pacers are going to a little tougher task looking ahead to the preview of tonight's game. So, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and take a look at some previews of tonight's game, which is going to be the Pacers and the Hawks. That game is a 8 o'clock game. It's going to be aired locally on Fox Sports Indiana, and it's also going to be aired nationally on ESPN. And our radio is going to be 107.5 FM and AM 1070 The Fan. The last time these two teams met was the most impressive of March 5th of 2017. That's when the Pacers pulled out a 1-point win off of Glenn Robinson III's game-winning three-pointer. But in that stretch, Paul George had scored 34 points, and that was his most since December 28th when he had scored 34 in Washington. Of course, he had been in a slump entering that game on Sunday, averaging just 14 points on 29% shooting, well, 30 if you round that up, and over his previous 7 games. And the Pacers are 8-3 at that time when the season when Paul George scores 30 or more points. After being out-rebounded by 19 in the loss to Atlanta on November 23rd, the Pacers tied the Hawks on the glass on Sunday afternoon with each amusing 44 boards. Key preview for analysis. Keep that in mind. Al Jefferson, who had not played the last 4 games due to that time with dental pain, he had allowed the other just 13 minutes off the bench on Sunday. And the center finished with 4 points on 2 for 4 shooting and 8 rebounds. Miles Turner's 5 points matched his season low, which of course was set on November 11th in Philadelphia. But 4 of his points came down the stretch in the fourth quarter. The Pacers won despite shooting a season worst 57.1% from the free throw line. Indiana with just 12 for 21 from the charity stripe. But the Hawks wasn't much better, going 19 for 31, 61% for the charity stripe. So with that being said, there's a couple things to note on the behalf of the Pacers and Hawks games for tonight at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. The Pacers trail the Hawks 82-100 in the all-time series lead between the two teams. Jeff Teague spent the first 7 years of his career with the Hawks before being traded to the Pacers over the offseason. Hawks guard Tim Hardaway Jr. and Pacers guard Glenn Robinson III played together at the University of Michigan. Injuries to report at this time. You have, for the Hawks, you have Thibaut Shafalosha. He is out with a groin injury. For the Pacers, Glenn Robinson III is out with a sore left calf, and Al Jefferson is questionable with a sprained left ankle. The projected starters for tonight's game. For the Hawks, you have Dennis Schroeder and Tim Hardaway Jr. is your 1 and 2. Taurean Prince is your 3. Paul Millsap and Dwight Howard is your 4 and 5. For the Pacers, you have Jeff Teague and Monte Ellis is your 1 and 2. Paul George is your 3. Thaddeus Young and Miles Turner is your 4 and 5. So keeping in mind that the playoffs are near. This is the final game of the regular season. Game number 82. This is where the Pacers need to come out with a big win here tonight. So let's go ahead and take a look at the analysis portion for tonight's game and what the Pacers need to do to win this game. Darren, the floor is yours.
Okay, so let's take a look at the preview analysis for the Atlanta Hawks and the Indiana Pacers at Bankers Life Fieldhouse tonight. First thing they got to do, and this is most importantly, keep this man off the boards. The second thing they got to do is continue what they've been doing, distributing the ball for open looks. They got to continue to get these field goals up. And then the third thing, and most importantly, that they got to do in order to win this game, a lot of people probably overlooking this in particular character, but I'm not overlooking him, and I'm not even going to sit here and try to sugarcoat it. Tim Hardaway Jr. That's your keys to victory for the Indiana Pacers and the Atlanta Hawks matchup for tonight's game at Bankers Life Fieldhouse.
All right. For the predictions portion, of course, I believe that the Pacers can win this, even though 2K said that the Hawks won this game. But I got the Pacers in this game, and the reason why I got the Pacers winning this game is because of the ability that the Pacers can bring to the table. Despite the fact of what the Pacers cannot do, it's going to be more about what they can do, you know. Now, the couple things that they probably can't do is get Dwight Howard out the boards. They probably can't do that. But if they actually maintain the Hawks shooting of Paul Millsap, Dennis Schroeder, and Paul Millsap, you can't beat that. And that's a way that you can actually get somebody off their rhythm. Now, getting Dwight Howard off the boards probably pretty much would be getting him off his rhythm. But he can score high percentage points in the paint. But I cannot see the Hawks winning this game tonight, especially when it's nationally televised. You just cannot let the Hawks win this game tonight, especially on the road. They've already proven they can win on the road. They've been proven they can win on the road. Pacers got to cool them down. They got to put them on edge.
At the very careful considerations, Darrell, I had to go ahead and took a gamble. I'm going to go ahead and say that the Pacers is going to win this game tonight. Bankers Life Fieldhouse on ESPN, national TV. I think the Pacers going to have the Hawks tonight at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. So I'm going with the Pacers to go 42-40 on the season and get themselves into the playoffs. Hopefully that can happen. So we'll see, but I got the Indiana Pacers in this game tonight.
All right. Now we're going to take a look at the headlines from the NBA, NFL, and MLB world, the sports world. Let's take a look at this real quick. There's reports out that Joakim Noah needs surgery on his left shoulder. LeBron James was sit out in the Cavs finale on Wednesday. Cavaliers has waived big man Larry Sanders. And Stephen Curry leads NBA's most popular jerseys list. And also another report coming from Cleveland. The Cavaliers have signed Dante Jones for the playoffs. And speaking of NBA, let's take a look at the playoff scenario real quick. Now let's keep in mind, almost every team in the East and the West has secured a playoff spot, except for the Pacers and the Bulls. They have not secured the playoff spot yet for the East. And for the West, all the teams have clinched a playoff spot, but have not secured a seed, which is the Clippers and the Jazz. So here's the scenario coming out for the Pacers and the Bulls. Here's how this goes. For the Pacers, they will clinch the number 7 seed with a victory over the Hawks or Bulls, lost to Nets, and Heat lost to Warriors. You know how frustrating it is when you're not paying attention and you're reading stuff that you ain't got no business reading? The Wizards. That's what I meant to do. It's the Wizards. Jeez. Anyway, the Pacers will clinch the number 8 seed with the loss to the Hawks, and the Bulls win over the Nets, and the Heat lost to the Wizards. Now for the Bulls, they could clinch the number 7 seed with the victory over the Nets and Pacers loss to the Hawks, and will clinch the number 8 seed with the victory over Nets or Heat loss to the Wizards. So either way, all the Pacers got to do is win. Even if Miami wins, not Miami, even if Chicago wins, Pacers are still in the playoffs. They just probably get debunked down to AC, but they're still going to have a playoff spot. They're still going to have it. So all the Pacers need to do is win. That's all they need to do. I know it's off topic, but I want to take a look at the West scenario for clinching the playoff seeds. For the Clippers, they could clinch the number 4 seed and home court advantage in the first round of the playoffs with a victory over the Kings or Jazz loss to the Spurs. Same scenario with the Jazz. They could clinch the number 4 seed and home court advantage of the first round with the victory over the Spurs or Clippers lost to the Kings. So pretty much it's not a matter of them getting out the playoffs. They're in the playoffs, but the higher the better. You want home court advantage, so they're going to give it all they got. So everybody can say, oh, this game ain't going to matter. Yeah, it pretty much does. It pretty much does. So just keeping that in mind, that is the playoff scenarios, mainly for the Pacers. And I forgot to mention the Heat. The Heat could clinch the number 7 seed with the victory over the Wizards, and the Pacers lost to the Hawks. Bulls lost to the Nets, and they could clinch the number 8 seed with the victory over the Wizards, and the Pacers lost to the Hawks, or Bulls lost to the Nets. So, them are your scenarios, as usual. Let's take a look at the NFL side real quick. Adrian Peterson leads New Orleans Saints without a deal. Now, does that mean that the sides are still talking? Yeah, they're probably still talking. But while he was there in New Orleans, they could not come up with a deal. So there's that. The NFL coaches to back proposal to shorten overtime to 10 minutes. Yeah. Now, for, NBA, MLB, MLB just go into extra innings. They don't have a time limit. So just something easy for them, they could win the game. For the NBA, your overtime is just 5 extra minutes. So could this be a big thing if they actually shorten it to 10 minutes? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. There'd just be 5 less minutes. So why not take the deal? I would propose that. I would like to see that happen. 10 minutes. You don't see the NBA playing an extra 12 minutes. So, and I doubt you'll see hockey playing their extra, I think, 20 minutes for each half, or 15. I forgot how many minutes they play. But you won't see that. So that's all I have for the NFL side. Quickly over to the MLB, of course, the Cubs recently, yeah, they sported out their World Series championship. They put their flag up, their banner up, and they won to the Dodgers. And I was telling Darrell that it was pretty bitter about how the Dodgers go to the Cubs home opener and they sit there and watch them put the banner up and walk around the Wrigley Field with the World Series titles. The World Series title. And they was the one that lost to them on their way to winning the World Series. So I know that's a pretty big frustration part on the Dodgers, just to watch that. Just to watch that. And then the Cubs win off a walk-off. You cannot allow that. But hey, that just tell you that the Cubs are still strong. They're still strong. Yosemite, he had actually blasted 3 home runs. One of them included a 3-run shot as they won 14-4. Don't remember who they played against. I believe it was the Phillies. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. I think it was the Phillies, 14-4. But that's all I have. That is the headlines from the sports world, NBA, NFL, and MLB. All right, nothing else to be said here. We're going to go ahead and wrap this up and get up on out of here. Thank you for tuning in. This is our edition of Double Take Sports Talk. If you like what you see, you can just give the video a thumbs up. Of course, how you feel about today's show, you can just comment in the comment section below. As usual, we are here. I'm Darrell, and of course, Darren was on the opposite side doing his thing. But catch up with us on another episode of Double Take Sports Talk. Until then, ciao. Double Take Sports Talk here with me, Darrell Watts. As many of you know, me and Darren enjoy talking sports and giving out stats, but we also enjoy entertaining while doing it. So with that being said, you can check us out on the social media side and get more involved in our podcast. We're on Twitter at DTST2414, or you like us on Facebook, Double Take Sports Talk page at The Watch Brothers. We're also on YouTube. Like, share, do what you gotta do with that. Once again, we don't mind. Also, we are finally back on the podcast app for audio only purposes for those who enjoy audio only of our podcast. We're also on the blog, feature critical thinking of analysis, and you can check that out at doubleTakeSportsTalk.blogspot.com. Thanks again.
That's 30 whole minutes. Here we are. I think we like what, into almost an hour?
Shit, maybe an hour and a half.
Yeah. Sure, I would hope at some point that we would be able to be qualified for what we would really want to be qualified for. Point four playmaker glass cleaner. Okay, now it's time to put my feet down.
Damn, nigga, you a 67? Good grief.
Who?
Yeah.
Mm. You good.
I say don't pass to me. My dude ran out of bounds.
Yeah, I wouldn't pass. I wouldn't. Oh!
Get the
That's my bad, y'all. That's that baby Shaq. Word.
That was the best brick wall I ever hit.
Yeah.
Motherfucker lay me out flat.
Yeah. Thank you. Dude, what are you doing?
We was spreading the floor.
Yeah.
For the brick wall, bitch.
Word. Correct.
He ain't want it.
Right on, James. Golly, right on, dude. Right on, man. Shoot, I was sitting up there guarding the perimeter.
Boy, you was the center, Darren. Come on.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Get out the paint.
Oh,
Yeah, I went back there to take that one. Mm-mm. Whoops.
you ain't want it.
Yeah. Thank you. Oh, shit.
And one.
Man.
Get out them defrozers. That's some bullshit. Oh, hell
That's some
no. He ran out of
bullshit. Yeah, he did run out of bounds.
bounds.
Man, he ran out of bounds.
I don't like your logic, 2K.
Yeah, I'm pressed and not approve of that steal.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 'cause that was a dead out, just a defensive play. Thank you. Ugh. Good defense. Damn.
Ah, he got kicked out.
Man.
Boy.
There you go.
And
Oh!
Oh, come on. Send it up court.
Come on if you want to. Thank you. Get that ball. Nah. Ah!
Well, that's some bullshit.
Good shot defense. Nah, that ain't gonna work, man.
Oh my God. And there it goes. The fucking move that I never try to do and it ends up happening. We're gonna break. Damn.
Okay. Here we go again. I'm gonna climb back into this one. Yep.
Yep.
Good rip.
You know it.
Good shot. Golly. I was hoping you made that because I had to get out of the paint for a 3 and a key.
I'm just like, I'm shitty. My man left me out there for that long.
Yeah.
Break.
Already right back into this game. Just that quick. God. My goodness. I give up. I think I should turn my TV off. He swatted that shit to next week. Yeah, you did. And he ain't happy about that either. That's my fault, y'all. I was trying to defend the pass versus getting it into him and try to play defense. Get in there. Oh.
I can't. I just. Oh my God. My knees give out. I'm weak. I just can't no more. I really can't.
Yeah, you can.
Keeping up with you, 2K.
That's total bullshit, man.
Man.
Ah.
Stop that.
Damn. We didn't want that. I've been butt naked over
Thank
there.
you. Get out of here.
Don't give them the bucket. Okay, they don't get it.
Nah, they don't get that.
That's an offensive foul. Stop that shit.
Not with me in your face, dude. Come on now. I don't care. I'll take those fouls. You ain't about to go in there and try to motivate the team. That ain't gonna happen. Gonna make y'all rely on the 3-point game. My bad, Drew. I see you too late.
Good hands.
Damn.
Mm-hmm. Somebody quitting? Okay. Oops.
Oh, come on, man.
There you go. There you go. Word.
Playing with me.
Word. Oh my goodness. And on board. Thank you.
Good save.
Yes, sir. Word.
Oh, come on, cuz.
It's all good, man. It's all good. I hate these games.
I was like, yeah. Got 5 on the clock. Shit, crazy. Look, might try to get a 3.
Yes, sir. Damn it. Tried to get out. Because I thought he'd go shoot it. God, hey, man.
Hey, you good? I thought I threw it and he went out of bounds. I was like, son of a bitch. Oh, man, damn.
I can't believe you put that on me and then you stumble at the last minute of the game. Cut this shit out.
That bull swanky.
Yeah.
All right. Is there a